আপনারা দেখলেন আমাদের ভিউয়ার্স আমরা যাদের সঙ্গে কথা বলেছিলেন তাদের আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং what they view about depression or mental health issue. এখন আমরা কথা বলবো আমাদের মধ্যে আছেন ফারিহা. Faria, what is your experience of mental health?
So before I start, I just want to say thank you for having me on the show and giving me the platform to talk about something that I'm passionate about and something that I've been exposed to for, I would say, the past 12 years of my life. So my grandfather has been suffering from depression since about 2006. And it all started off where he'd slowly begin to become quieter, he'd want to talk to fewer people, he'd want to go out of the house less, he'd eat less, and then one night him and my grandma were at home and they were meant to be sleeping, and he came out of his bedroom and he just wouldn't go back to sleep, and he'd be walking the halls and he just wouldn't go back to bed. So my grandma was really worried at that time. So then she decided to take him to the GP, where they then said that he is suffering from depression. I would say it was quite a shock initially, especially seeing how proactive and friendly and outgoing he was before the depression started.
How did you take this news that when you find out that your granddad has got depression?
I was young at the time. I was about 6 years old, so I wasn't fully aware of the term depression or the whole ins and outs of the condition. So as I grew up and I started finding more about the condition, the illness, and how it affected people, I was worried, I'd say. But then after you research into it and you find out how you can help someone with it and how you can support your family and how people around you can also support this individual, I'd say we were more hopeful and optimistic with regards to helping my granddad.
Your understanding about it, the way it's been developed, it's amazing, and thank you for sharing that. Now, question to you. If someone sees any symptom of that, what you explained, what should they do first instance?
Okay, so if somebody is experiencing the things that Farida mentioned, so you mentioned some important things there, so problems with sleeping, possibly problems with concentration, change in personality, somebody having some odd behaviours which is maybe not normal for them usually. Really you need to go to the GP because the GP will do a full assessment to decide whether or not this is a mental illness. I think I'll just make a point here. Sometimes when people are acting different, it can be lots of things. As a GP would be thinking, is it something like depression? Could it be dementia? But also, the GP might, if it's appropriate, they may decide that we actually need to look further into this. So, could it be an underlying problem in the blood? Like, for example, if somebody has salt levels in their blood which aren't correct, that's something that you can correct. And it's not necessarily mental health, which is the root cause. So I would say there are so many different causes, and it's important, particularly in our community, that we do seek help from a professional for a problem like this, and don't just trivialise it, don't just leave it in the house, because there is help available.
There is a barrier, I feel, sometimes, that is a stigma attached to that, to admit it. Is that when your patients can see you or you talk to, do you feel that as well?
Okay, so I work in a small heath in Birmingham, so I do have a large kind of South Asian population and a kind of Afro-Caribbean population, and I do find, yes, there is a huge amount of stigma, a huge amount of shame with this, with mental health problems, and I think, it's difficult to say where this stems from. So I would say that part of the stigma that you mentioned, the shame with mental health, part of it is because of the label of a mental health condition. But actually, what I'm finding is I'm doing some research at the University of Kiel, looking at dementia in South Asian people. And another important finding is that the stigma isn't just with the label of dementia, it's also with seeking help. So in South Asian community, one of my findings so far, it's still ongoing, but one of my findings so far is that there is stigma, shame, even in just getting help, because it's seen as something you just deal with by yourself in the house.
এখন আমরা আমাদের ভিউয়ার্সদের কাছ থেকে শুনবো তাদের অনুভূতির ব্যাপারে।
আমরা সোসাইটির মাঝে এটা খুব মাতি আমরা মেডিটেশন সম্বন্ধে এটা শরম করি না আমরা কি
অ্যাকচুয়ালি শরম করি নাই আমরা অ্যাওয়ারনেস যেগু ওগু নাই আর আমার কাছে লাগে আর আমরা সবাই জানি না যে মেন্টাল হেলথে আমরা কিতা এফেক্ট হর না হর ও ব্যাপারে আমরা পাবলিকরে একটু জানাইতাম হইব যে মেন্টাল হেলথের রিয়াকশন কিতা হয় না হয় ও ব্যাপারে আর
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's like a taboo subject in our society?
Definitely a taboo subject in our society because a lot of people go through but they don't know they're going through it because they ain't been educated on it or they haven't read about it, they don't really know the symptoms of it. So I do know a lot of, like, in terms of the ladies when they go through pregnancy there's all sorts postnatal depression. We don't know this, unless somebody's went to college, uni, the upcoming society will know about it, but the ones that back home or they're the ones that are lacking on it, do you know what I mean? So I think we should all be, there should be a bit more like leaflets around, going around people's houses so it makes people aware.
So more awareness
on the subject of mental health and issues.
Dementia is, that's a mental health problem.
Well, why do you think it's taboo in our society that we don't talk about it so often?
Problem often is that we don't have a word in Bengali for mental health.
Is that the only reason?
I think that's the main reason. Just a common word to describe every illnesses in the mental health, just say they're fagal. Fagal is not the right word to describe such a complex issue.
What do you think we should do about it?
More awareness.
বিরতির সময় হলো, আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকুন, আয়ন টেলিভিশনের সঙ্গে থাকুন, কমিউনিটি ফোকাস দেখতে থাকুন। বিরতির পর আবার দেখা হচ্ছে।